Hello! Welcome to the Adventure Archive and the Mythic Odysseys of Theros, Meletian Mystery Episode 2! I am your Dungeon Master for the evening, Evil Andy XO. Thank you so much for joining us once again. With me tonight to continue our adventures into Theros, we have the man, the myth, the legend, the guy that started this all, Ryan. How are you doing this evening?
I am tired. How are you?
So good. Tell us about who you're going to be playing tonight.
I am Gnostis, who was formerly a famous critic in the city of Alekos, where Tomorrow's Twilight last had their big performance a couple of years ago. And also a death cleric of Erebos. So pay up or die. And die.
You may know him from his late night streaming. He is the leader of Night Owl Squadron and a huge pillar of the community. Late to the show entertainment. Christian, how are you doing this evening?
I'm so excited. And hello, everyone. I'm Christian, and I'm playing Fonaze Dinata, the Leonin Barbarian. Yeah, I can't wait to get started.
Oh, I can't wait for you guys to step in some traps. So, my favorite neighbor, our awesome website developer, and just a great member of the community. Janelle, how are you doing this evening? Muted?
Doing great.
Muted?
Couple mutes in chat, maybe?
No. Doing good.
Tell us about who you're playing tonight.
I am playing Fakira, a Zeta Warlock.
Awesome. I'm excited to see how she does in the dark. And welcoming back to the stream for his second episode. You know him from the chat, and another lover of Magic the Gathering, Cam. I'm so excited to have you here. How you doing?
I'm very excited to be here. It was a long day of work, and I can't wait to play some D&D. Sounds like a nice change of pace. But I'm playing Drados of Miletus. He is a human wizard, and he is foresees bad tides, and he's seeking to turn those tides.
The Elegant Man, you know him from our Wednesday stream, Dark Kingdoms, is Sylvester. He is always on hand with a good quip and a funny joke. Eric, how are you doing this evening?
I'm doing well. It's Monday.
It's Monday, yeah.
But all things considered, I'm doing very well. And I am playing Bruzino the Fourth Jr. He is a Leonin paladin. His god died, so basically, I'm kind of just a fighter right now.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I look forward to seeing how that develops. Jason was asking, do you have a new camera tonight? Because he said you're looking awful handsome.
Well, thank you, Jason. But no new camera.
Aw. All right. Well, for those of you who may not have been with us last time, the heroes of Alekos were summoned to Miletus, Theros' analog for Athens, after 3 of the 12, which is the ruling body of Miletus, were murdered in one night. They showed up kind of together. Fakira ended up joining them later because she was off experiencing Theros in her own way. They met with one of the 12 named Petros, who gave them information on what was going down and pointed them to the abode of the architect named Nestros. And no one had found Nestros's body, but his abode was full of blood. Enough blood that somebody is probably dead. But a confusing conundrum, because when the investigators went to investigate the scene, they would disappear. After searching the premises, they found a bunch of automatons going about their business and were worried about getting caught up in the middle of a robot uprising, but fortunately that didn't happen. And they finally noticed that there was an extra flume control in the fireplace, and when they pulled it, they dropped down a slide into a lower secret cellar that exited into a long series of passageways with a plaque besides it that said, "A study of Scophus." Now, anybody in Theros knows that Scophus is the legendary maze city of the Minotaurs in the north. Very dangerous place to be, but a fun place for an architect to study. And laying in a pool of his own blood, right before the entrance to that maze, was Nesteros, the architect. And he had written out Anwinsers in his own blood with an arrow into the maze. You gotta give him a little slack. He was dying, so
Meletian dialect.
sure, yeah. He's from a different part of Theros that spells things differently. Either way, you all find yourself standing at the precipice to the entrance to a maze. Is there anything you guys would like to do as a party before you go and enter this maze?
Kira, is gonna just send a quick message to Raphael, going, "We found him. We didn't disappear. We're investigating more.
Can he send?
How trustworthy are you?"
Can he send a message back? Right, he can send a message back.
Yeah.
Oh, so trustworthy. I swear on the goddess Ifara, you can trust me with your lives. And that's it, right?
Yeah. Should I tell him how to get down here, you guys? So they can collect Mr. Missing Man?
Yeah,
I
it seems like a
suppose
good idea.
so.
Yes.
Do we know how to get up?
Yeah, maybe they can figure that out by the
Came
time we
down
get
a
back.
slide. Is there a staircase around or anything, or do we not see a way up?
There
from where-
is not a staircase. There is some other weird things in the room, but nothing that looks like a staircase.
Okay. She will tell him about the way to get down and collect him.
Thank you so much, Jay Miller, for the continued subscription. The Clip Master. Okay. And he can respond again, right?
Mm-hmm.
I will go tell the authorities immediately. We will be down as soon as we can.
Bring climbing gear.
Okay. And he runs off and is gone out of 120 feet.
Okay, cool. Check.
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 What does it look like ahead? Like I started marching through. So what am I looking at in front of me?
I will show you.
So, one last question before we exit that room. I didn't want to do anything, but the automatons that were in there, they looked like they were like facing towards the labyrinth entrance, as to say repel any ne'er-do-wells.
Yeah, they did look like they were armed. So they actually had an extra set of arms, one with a shield and one with a sword, and then another sword in the other hand that was built in like the other ones. They look to be some kind of sentry of some kind, but they didn't take any notice of you. Hi, Mama Guac. Welcome. So, before you see a series of hallways made up of really bizarrely stacked stone. It almost looks like sandstone chunks that have been pulled and pressed together. 10 feet ahead of you on the wall is a plaque. And it twists around to the north. And how we're actually going to do this is we're going to instate some dungeon exploration rules. I would like for everyone to roll initiative, and then we're going to take turns with each one of you leading a 10-minute exploration. Give me just a second to remove all turns, because I haven't cleared it yet. What was your roll there? And I'll add you back in.
Yeah, I forgot to click on my token first. Sorry.
That's okay. Oh, come on. Where did you go? And why can't I move anything? Oh, I'm on the wrong layer. I'm so good at this. All right. Add turn. Make it 12. And I'm missing Fonaze. Okay. Descending. Excellent. So, for 10 minutes, Gnostis is going to lead the expedition into the maze. You can move 500 feet in that 10 minutes, or basically until you come to an encounter, essentially. You can stop and investigate things. Other people can choose to kind of do things as you investigate. And then once that 500 or 100 squares are up and you have had some encounter, it will move on to Brazino to lead the exploration for another 10 minutes. Also, it is very dark in here, so unless you guys are going to make some light, you're going to have some trouble seeing. I'm talking disadvantage on some rolls.
I'll go ahead and light a torch.
Excellent.
Oh,
I
was that
know
bad
it's
idea?
a meme, but Fakira can see perfectly fine.
I think both the Leonin can as well.
She can see as if it's daylight in full darkness.
Oh.
You
Oh,
guys
we don't have that.
You guys can see.
We don't have
You have
that,
dark
no.
vision. The Leonin have
We have
dark
dark
vision,
vision.
but you have disadvantage on perception checks in absolute darkness. So, hey,
But she has the devil's sight. You can see
Right.
normally. And yeah.
everybody.
Gnosis definitely has
Everyone
that
else.
too.
Yeah.
He's got that.
Sure, the human who can't see
Oh.
anything.
Hey, I'm not just a regular human.
Mm.
You could say I'm a variation on human.
Where is this variation from? Theros?
My mom. I don't
Your,
know.
your mom.
You gotta.
You
You could also say variant. I guess that's another word that you can use if you want.
Okay.
But no, I can't see shit. It is pitch black for me. I guess. Is it dim or dark? Actual like pitch black, or is it just dim lighting?
So you can't see anything. If you go all the way down to the bottom, I believe I gave you some.
I'm sorry. In character.
Oh,
Can I actually see stuff?
Now that Brazino has lit a torch, you can indeed
Oh.
see for 30-ish feet or 20-ish feet
Gotcha.
in bright light.
Gotcha.
There is this.
But we're not.
There is this plaque ahead of you.
This one right here.
Yes, on the wall.
It's gonna be hard not to knee fell my other basically Death Cleric.
Yeah.
Let's get a little bit more. So if I step forward to the plaque, what does the plaque say?
The plaque says, let me share it with you so that you can read this whenever you want. Actually. Boo-doo. No fancy art here, just a simple handout.
In Therian language, the maze and labyrinth are used interchangeably. They are far from the same, however. That's what it says, that whole thing?
Yes.
In Therian. So Theros is Therian?
Hmm?
Not Therosian?
Hmm?
Interesting. In Therian language, the maze and labyrinth are used interchangeably. They are far from the same, however. What is the difference? Are you all seeing this?
Yes.
Yeah.
And what do you make of it?
Does anyone
I don't
know
know.
what the difference between a maze and a labyrinth is?
There's an animal in the middle of a labyrinth?
A labyrinth was designed to keep something in.
Mazes are meant to be escaped.
What about labyrinths?
As you all stand around musing, nothing really happens.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's a good indicator of how things are going to go. When your first 5 steps forward, the DM goes, nothing happens when
Nothing
you read
happens.
this in your mind.
Well,
great.
People gave some answers potentially to this question.
Oh. So
Now,
maybe
there
something
is-
would happen if we said the right answers.
Now there is on either side here. Are these open or
No.
are these...
They're
Okay.
it's a single passageway. Just ignore
Okay,
the open
okay.
space, please.
No worries. Just wondering.
What, this down here?
Yes, yeah, that open space.
Okay,
There's
so
nothing
that's
there.
just the entrance?
Yes,
Gotcha.
Yeah,
that's just the
that's-
entrance.
Is it the number of exits? Does a labyrinth have more than one exit?
Nope.
Is it that it's made by the Minotaurs?
You guys go on and on for a good moment, but it doesn't
For
sound
10
like
minutes.
anyone. For 10 minutes, you're gonna go on for a whole 10 minutes and let Brazino lead. Sure.
Makes not much
That's
of a
a
difference
bad
to
idea.
me. Hopefully we get something out of this adventure.
You spend about 5 minutes on it. It seems like you still have 48 squares to move if you'd like.
This is what I know of mazes. You put your hand on one wall and start walking, and eventually you'll find your way out.
Which way to go then?
Good. Yeah.
What do you think? What is this here?
I don't know. You're gonna have to get closer and investigate.
God damn it. God damn this place already. Gods damn it, I guess. is
Yes,
the proper
gods,
phraseology.
gods, damn it.
Gods damn it. Alright, I am closer. What is this?
Someone has taken chalk and drawn a line on the wall, as if they were marking where they were going.
Petros did mention there were others that came before us. Perhaps they were trying to not lose their way.
I ain't got any chalk, do you?
I have no chalk.
Do not believe I have chalk. But as I said before, if you simply always keep your hand on the wall, or always just take right turns or left turns, neither both, you will find your way out.
Excellent.
Rosino immediately puts his hand on the wall.
Perfect.
Excellent.
All right. So do we follow those that came before us, or do we take a different path?
Well, if we find them, maybe they can help. Or at least tell us what they found.
Or they are murderous beings sent here to kill and rage.
Well,
Then theoretically, maybe the murderous things would already be full.
Could I? It's still Gnosis's turn, but could I do a perception check or some sort of investigation or perception check of just like the floor, or if I notice any like footsteps or like anything that leaves a trace of like where this person could have gone?
go for it.
Okay.
And you are
Which
within
one?
the light. Perception.
I'm gonna,
or you could do investigation. That would be just
Like I'm
fine.
gonna squat down and like be close to the ground, look at the walls a little bit, like see if there's any sign of anything. Investigation. Oh boy. Yeah, that's not. Yeah. Oh, okay. I'm gonna bless it. Come on. With a bless. 13.
Get low. You notice the floor is remarkably clean for like an underground passage. You begin to get the feeling that the automatons might sweep it with some regularity.
Okay. I turn around and I go, it seems like those things that we saw in his villa are cleaning up this poop tunnel pretty nicely.
Yes, I forgot this was supposed to be a poop tunnel.
Mm.
Drados thinks about correcting them for a minute and doesn't say anything.
Well,
Definitely gives new meaning to the bowels beneath this plate.
well, you're never going to get to the center unless you start moving. So, let's see here. You've got 42 more squares that you could move, Nostis, before your turn is over.
All right, well, then I will, since it is my turn, I will take the initiative. And I say we will follow the chalk lines left before us. 1, 2, 3, 4.
As we're walking by, can I do an investigation to try to tell how long the chalk has been there, how old it is?
Sure.
Based on...
Yes, absolutely. As you go off into the darkness.
Leave the torch behind.
Wow, this is a long one. It's a long
That's
haul.
what she said.
Boy.
Rolled a
Boy.
14 on that investigation.
It is relatively recent. It comes off almost like you suspect a day or two at the most.
Okay.
And
I tell the party that.
and since I got my hand on the wall, because Gnosis said like put your hand on the wall and you won't get lost. And I accidentally, like as I'm walking and dragging, erase some of the chalk. But then I realize what I'm doing and I move my hand.
Good thing there's plenty of it. Is that your movement there, Ryan? Is that all?
I've gone like 25.
25? Okay.
That's 30. That's 35. Damn.
Oh,
Yes.
I have to keep my hand on the wall.
Exactly. Xeno,
Two
yeah.
right turns you could possibly make.
No, there's only one right turn. It's this one.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Because then if you hit the end, you come back and then you take that one. But
Oh.
what is this? Can I tell from the end of the hall what that is right there? Is that a set of stairs?
It looks like the chamber dips down.
Well, I feel like I made a choice and I don't want to make another one, so I will pass it on to Brazino and say that we sit there for the last few minutes of my turn, contemplating the direction that we would go.
Okay. All right, Brazino. It is now your turn to lead the party. Where are you going?
Well, because I'm not taking my hand off the wall. I'm going this way.
Okay.
I was given advice and I'm following it.
All right. I'm going to have to change some things about your tokens because I can't see some things. Give me just a second here. Everyone stay right where you are.
I'm following Nostis, and we come around the corner and we're trying to peer down. We just notice it getting darker and darker.
Yep.
Darker.
Let's see here. Non-generic token controlled by settings. I'm also going to do so. There we go. Okay. Same thing with Nostis. I thought I changed this last time, but apparently I did not. And let's see here. Now I should be able to see everything. Okay. That should be good now. All right. You have 100 squares to move there, Brazino. Try not to move back and forth between the walls if you can. But it looks like you've moved about 10 already, so you have another 90 to go. Just kind of count them out a little bit as you move along. Use your directional pad to move yourself, because it's easier to count that way. And the maze begins to twist around. There's a sconce on the wall that seems to be replaced somewhat regularly.
Is it a torch in the sconce?
Yes. You could take it if you wanted to.
Yep, I would love to take it. First trap of the night.
First trap of the night, nothing happens as you take the sconce off of the wall. Brazino, are you just traveling along with your hand against the wall?
Muted, Eric.
Mutes in the chat, please.
It's in the chat.
Yeah, I'm just following my hand.
Just
along the wall.
following your hand.
Yeah.
And you have a torch as well, right?
Yep. And
as you step
token.
around the corner, a large looming creature that has horns and the head of a bull stares down at you, and as you make eye contact with it, it rushes into motion towards you, swinging its axe at you. It will roll initiative really quickly, and we will see where it goes, because you could potentially get to go first.
I'm gonna bless that.
You're gonna bless that. You don't need to roll initiative right now because you're already in initiative order.
Oh.
What it needs to do is make sure that it isn't going to be... so it's going to go on the roll of 14, which is first. It immediately gets to go. It lurches forward with a kind of mechanical crunch towards you, and is going to make an attack on you with a giant axe. Swings down at you, and you are able to dodge out of the way very easily. And it swings again. Actually, no. Instead, it kind of crashes into you and attempts to push you backwards. Give me a strength check. Oh.
Oh. Oh!
Oh, no.
You know what that is.
Yeah, I know what that is. I do know what that is indeed. Let's
Oh
let's activate your new red card. And let's see what it is. This card may be played at any time. The next person you interact with takes an irrational disliking to you. That's interesting.
How's that out of the ordinary?
no. So, pretty
I
par
was
for the
gonna say,
course.
seems like that's par for the course right now.
Yeah.
Yep. So let's see how badly you get beat. Not too bad. You and everyone behind you is pushed back 10 feet. Nostis, Brazino, go ahead and move backwards. And as you're just pushed back and this creature steps into the scene for all of you, pushing you backwards. Nostis, you get to go ahead as well. I'll bring the AC for this into the light for everyone.
Is there a reason that this particular corner is darker than the rest of the other corridors?
No, not really. It's just how the map is drawn
Okay.
in.
Oh, okay.
Its AC is 14. For our Theros game, we do open AC so that the players know immediately the result of their attack and can just describe it immediately. Also, we use blesses and banes, and you can help the party out with shields and all sorts of things to help them survive using channel points or biddy bits. So be the gods for these players and help them out. Nostis, what are you doing?
I call upon the will of my god, Erebos, and summon down a flame-like radiance on this creature, and I will cast Sacred Flame at it.
That is a dexterity saving throw, correct?
It is no, it just auto hits for max damage. Yes, dexterity saving throw.
Okay. A total of 17, and that's a save or suck, isn't it?
It's a big old suck.
Tell us how your god hates you.
I reach for this radiance and
Dark radiance.
Nothing.
It's too dark.
Nothing.
Too dark.
nothing.
Would you like to do any movement?
Shadows without the light. I'm gonna run the fuck out of here. I'm gonna tuck back here by Drados. Did he have reach? Is he far enough away to get an attack of opportunity? If I feel like if I'm in his reach, I might not take a big old movement.
No, it's only 5 feet.
Does he push me back 10 feet? Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
it's only
Solid.
5 feet.
All right.
Brazino, this creature has locked up with you and is pushing you backwards.
I am going to pull out my sword
All
and
right.
attack him.
Go for it. Ooh.
There we go.
Tell us about it.
So as he's pushing me back, I'm just kind of like against my shield, and I just pull out my sword and kind of aim right between his horns. Like,
As you clank this creature on the skull, you feel metal actually pop off. Its horn actually tips down on the left side, and it whirls and clanks at you as you do a good amount of damage to it.
nice.
Drados, unless you want to move or anything or do anything.
Nope. Hold my ground.
Drados, you can see your compatriots fighting at the end of this hall.
Can I do I get the impression that can I tell from here that it doesn't look like it's living in the traditional sense?
It definitely shines in a metallic way against the torch that Brazino was holding in one hand. Thank you so much,
Well,
Jables. Hi, friend.
I don't think he would. I don't think he would know any better. He just sees them fighting. So he's going to pull his book off of his side and look and bring a hand up to his head, and there's just like a light like purple sparkle, and then you see a light purple sparkle, and just like a faint little spike just appear at the side of the Minotaur's head.
And it
hit him with Mind Spike.
No
Mind Sliver,
damage.
and I assume it does nothing.
It does no damage to this creature. Because it does not have a mind to damage. All right. It is a little disconcerting, and it continues to push and try to push Brazino backwards, almost against the wall. Would you like to do anything else?
I'm gonna take a bonus action and try seeing my friend getting pushed back. I'm gonna try to telepathically shove him away from Brazino.
Oh, interesting. What are we doing here? I haven't heard of this thing before.
Whoops, that's how do I display in VTT? There we go. So this is a really cool new feat in Tasha's. It's a pair of feats. It's telekinetic and then telepathic. And it so as a bonus action you can try to push someone, and it's a strength saving throw against it's pretty cool.
Was Mind Sliver a cantrip?
Yes.
Yeah. Like baby Mind Spike?
Oh, you give it a good shove with your force of mind, but it manages to work through your psychic push and continues to push on Brazino. Fakira.
No. You're not allowed to hurt my friends. Stop it. We're trying to... Holy shit. She lets a silvery blast of opalescent white, and it hits him right in the head and does 11 ouchies.
Its horn on its left side actually pops off of its head and goes flying backwards with a clank, and it still kind of mechanically lurches forward, pressing into Brazino. Anything else you want to do? Any movements?
Stop it! That's all.
Fanaze.
All right. I'm definitely going to rage, and I'm going to move forward. I have my shield. I have my shield up, but I open up and I bring down my. I see the horn fly off, and I go to swing towards the area where the horn flew off.
Excellent.
Let's see, and I'm gonna make that a. I'm going to make that a reckless attack. There it is. I'm going to bless it.
Nope, I didn't say it already. I should have said it immediately.
Oh, 15.
Is this a two-handed attack?
No. I have a shield in one hand and I'm using the warhammer in the other, so it's the one hand.
Okay.
Yeah.
5 damage.
So, 5 plus.
Oh,
rage,
because you're raging.
Yeah, so 7.
The head, as you smash the warhammer into it, begins to crumple even more, and little bits of its face are falling off, and you see that there's actually almost nothing in the head area, just this weird contraption that makes it move around, and it's got this one weird ocular stone that allows it to see sticking up out of it, and continues to push on into Brazino, and it swings down its axe one time at him.
Should be that.
And it just grinds off of your armor. An inch or two to the side, it would have found your flesh, but your armor keeps its weapons at bay. It pushes you again. Give me another strength saving throw. Or a strength check. Oh, it pushes you and Fanaze back. Go ahead and move back another 2. It won't help you.
Okay.
Got a 22.
Oh, damn. Okay. So move back where?
Another 10 feet. And you're pushed back as well, Fanaze, as Brazino's pushed into you.
Okay, so 10 more feet.
Yes. Nostis.
I will.
Ooh, there's a lot of
Kinda-
in there.
Yep. Kind of just. All right, let's try this one more time. And just reach up to pull down that sacred flame of Erebos once again.
All right. Oh. What am I looking for here?
14.
14.
So it's a dexterity saving throw. So I guess this time it definitely, comes this dark light, if that makes sense, comes down, and this whatever robotic Minotaur thing is able to just barely dodge it, or my shot is, erupts next to it, doesn't strike it, but once again, nothing.
Okay, are you gonna do anything else?
I'm gonna move a little bit further. There we go.
Excellent. Okay, that's a little cleaner. Brazino.
So same thing, same spot. I'm just gonna try and wear that head down.
Go for it.
So I'm just going right back at him. And a bless won't help, so I miss.
No, a bless will not help. You can tell. I keep interrupting. Go ahead and tell us about how this fails in a way that, because dang, you rolled some pretty high damage for those attacks. You just missed your target.
I just swinging so hard because I'm getting frustrated and pissed that he keeps pushing on me. So I just kind of blindly swing and probably where the missing horn was.
Yeah, just wings through the air where the horn would have been. Okay. Yeah. Up next, we have Drados. You can see the creature fully now, and it is obvious that this thing is not alive. It is a mechanical creation of some kind.
Okay. Drados is frustrated. He's like, not well equipped for this. But he's gonna take a risk. Does he look pretty rough? Like he's been pretty battered with his horns knocked off?
Bits of him are falling off, but his locomotion in his arms are still well intact.
Okay. He's gonna take a risk because he sees his allies getting pushed back, and he's gonna step up into melee and try to hit him with a shocking grasp.
Ooh.
He's got an intuition that maybe that's a good idea.
You have advantage on this attack roll. Wizard and melee.
Ooh.
Tell us about, well, you still have to roll the damage, but tell us about this attack. Describe it for us.
So he sees them, getting pushed back. Fanaze, they're getting rammed, back down this hall. So as they're getting pushed back, he sort of slides in between them and reaches out and just plants his hand on the side of it, and there's just this course of purple electricity flowing over the outside of it.
Excellent. Give us that damage roll.
Yes.
Just a little zzz.
Zit.
Zit. Yep.
You scuffed your feet on the ground and touched them,
Yeah, pretty much. Okay. Well, seeing how anemic that was, pretty scared. He's gonna try to telepathically push him again to try to get him away from him. He felt pretty confident that this was gonna take him down.
Sometimes things don't go the way you want. Oh, that's a fail, right?
Yeah, it's a 14, DC 14.
Pushing directly backwards.
Yeah, directly backwards up against the wall, away from us.
So you push the creature backwards, but it actually stalls like about 5 feet away from you. And as you see it stall unnaturally, as almost as if it's like held upright by a stick, you notice it. Behind it, it actually has a rail coming out of it that attaches to the ground. And you can see it poking up out of the ground is this rail that actually goes between your feet and exiting out of the corridor that you're in. This creature, this contraption, is on a rail line.
Oh, wow.
Would you like to try to move or anything?
Yeah. So does it look like it stopped moving, or did it just feel like it just jammed up against the
It would
corner?
have gone back further with the force you pushed it with, but it was physically stopped from doing so by the rail.
Okay. So let's see here. I used like 5, 10, 20. I'm gonna take a step back away from it behind the bigger guys.
Okay. Fakira. What an odd show you've just seen.
Maybe it can't go backwards. She's going to use one of her precious spell slots and cast Misty Step and end up behind it.
Oh, interesting. You go behind it.
And then I cast Pilgrimage Blast!
Do the warlock
'Cause I'm
thing
a
again.
warlock!
Oh, excellent.
Okay. And he takes 12 force damage. Well, he takes 10 force damage and 2 thunder damage.
Ooh, thunder damage.
Yeah, there's always 2 thunder damage.
Thank you so much, Magic Dizzle. Thank you, Jess.
Oh, thank you.
What do we got here? What do we got here? So is this for everybody? We got Drados, Brazino, Nostis. Yes, okay. Excellent. And thank you so much. Okay. The creature lurches forward, and you can see like its whole contraption down its back. Yeah, okay, you guys better start using them for like everything now.
Okay, that's a lot. Okay.
Thank
Oh,
you
got this?
so much, Amerison. Oh my goodness. Okay. So that brings everybody to 10 each, or who to 10 each? I have to do maths now.
I say the gods are truly favoring us tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So 10 each for
Fucking
everybody?
you.
Okay, so
Yeah.
the,
Yeah, because it's
Oh.
5 for everybody except for Fakira and 4 for Fakira, so that's 24.
Wow.
thank you, Marathon.
Okay.
Thank you.
Here we go. Let's look how pretty this looks. And I saw a shield in there for Fakira. Excellent. I'm gonna make this really hard on you guys now so that you guys have to roll like everything. Okay. There we go. Look how pretty that is. Oh man. You guys are...
Nice.
Thank you.
Okay.
Look at that. It's got the little blue and red tokens and the shields. Look at you. Look at you.
Yep. Okay.
We're doing it, guys. We're doing it.
You can see the creature actually tries to turn around to face you, Fakira, and it cannot turn backwards. It is faced forward on the rail. All it can do is like kind of step backwards towards you, but it can't even swing backwards at you.
All right, she's gonna back up, kind of over here. Yeah. And go.
Fanaze.
The first round he had, you know, and his first encounter with this is much bigger than the other constructs he's seen. So he kind of forgot himself in the moment, and he just swung wildly. And so this time he casts his shield aside and takes the hammer with both hands, and charges in again with a reckless attack with his warhammer.
Excellent.
Right. Also, again, the last round he forgot himself, but this time he, you know, under his growling breath, he speaks the name of his of Clothis and lets his hammer down upon the part that's already dented without the horn. So on top of the two-handed, so 4, so 6. And then it'll be a, where is this features and traits here? 1d6 plus 2 necrotic damage.
Ooh.
With his Divine Fury. Yeah, I forgot to put it in last time, and I just 1d6 plus 2, so 6. So 6. So 4, 5, 6. So 12 damage total.
All right. And you said that was necrotic damage?
That was that 6 damage is necrotic. So it's 6 bludgeoning, two-handed, and 6.
The necrotic doesn't seem to do a ton of damage to the creature, but your hammer does, as it dents in even further. You see like the ocular stone kind of like is sitting sideways, still able to see, but it lurches forward anyways towards you. Realizing in its programming that it can't get Fakira, it tries to move forward anyways towards you. And it's going to just swing once at Brazino and swing once at... and I'm going to Bane both of these. Or I can't Bane attacks, never mind. This one's for Brazino. It slams into your shield, and the next one gets advantage against you, doesn't it? Because you just recklessly attacked it. As it attacks Fanaze. As you look backwards. Whoops. Let's just ignore those. I'm going to just roll one more time, and we'll forget that. 14 against Fanaze. I don't have your AC written down in front of me.
So right now, because I threw my shield down, I'm at 16.
Ooh. Excellent. Yeah. Then it will do 17 damage as its great axe bites into your skin. Oof. Nostis, you're around the corner, but you still hear the din of battle.
So sorry, how much damage?
17 damage. So half of that. Right. So 13, 12, 13. Let's go with 13.
Okay. Is it rounded down or up?
That would be rounded up. No, that would be rounded 9. Sorry, my math is great today. 9.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Mine isn't great either. I'm the barbarian.
Thank you so much, the Grand Eldritch. Thank you for the subscription. 3 months. Dang, time goes by. Nostis.
Am I missing something? I didn't think he got hit. I thought his AC was a 16.
He dropped his shield.
Ah.
And I'm pretty sure his AC was
No. My shit. No, I was at 18. Wait, hold
Oh.
on a second. Hold on. I did something then. Oh, yeah. No, you still hit me.
I
On
hit
my
you with a
sheet, it still says six. Yeah, it still says 16 on my sheet because I still had the Perforos fire thing from like Arc 1. So
Oh.
you hit me. You totally hit me.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I gotta get rid of that.
17 damage then.
There we go. Yep.
Or not 17. 9 damage.
Well, not 9. Yeah.
9.
Yeah. I
Okay.
fixed it.
Nostis, what are you doing there in the back?
I'm going to stay up against the wall and just kind of like shuffle along it and just like peek out and go, just more of the same, and just just over my shoulder, just kind of be like, all right, ooh, there's another one, and just another sacred flame. So another saving throw.
Finally fails. Okay. Hit this thing.
What level are we?
We're level 4.
Yay!
That's
5 points of radiant damage.
5 points of radiant damage.
I feel like, is there more to this than that? Oh, gains no benefit from cover for this saving throw. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Your shadow radiance comes down on it, and you actually see the ocular stone on it finally just shatters. It had been banged up so much by those repeated blows from Brazino and Fanaze, and it finally shatters, and with that, the thing kind of begins to like shake about, and you see it swings, and one of its arms actually pops off, and it starts to shake, and after several seconds of shaking, it shakes itself to pieces, and it stops functioning.
Yay!
Yay! Bizarre.
Ooh.
Bizarre indeed.
Does Fikira see anything since she's standing right there where it came from?
There is like bits of metal and other stuff in there. It looks like things that have like fallen off of the creature over time. It's not like treasure or anything. It's mostly junk.
Well, I guess it wasn't trying to get us out of something. Oh well.
Is there? You said there's a lot of little bits and parts on the ground now, right?
Uh-huh.
I'd like to find the shiniest bit that came from the inside that might fit for me to tie into my main.
Sure. As you begin digging through it, you find a cylinder, and the cylinder can like open and close, and it's got this really strange like oil burn pattern on it, and it's very lovely, and you could easily fit it into your main simply by pulling the hair through it.
Nice. I do that.
Blow after blow. Okay. So, Brazino, that was the end of your exploration as you came into an encounter.
Okay.
Your hand has left the wall.
Well, I would put it right back on the wall and start kind of doing this little alcove thing around. And I think somebody else is going to be like, all right.
Enough of that shit.
Not following that
Stuck
guy
in the
anymore.
corner. He's
Right?
not an ambi-turner.
Yeah, I'm not an ambi-turner.
Only turns right.
Okay. Where would you like to continue now then? Actually, it's Drados' turn to lead the group. You have 100 squares of movement, sir, for 10 minutes.
Got it. So I'm pretty intrigued by the rail. I just like to, can I just, if I seen anything like this before, you know, like we did stagecraft maybe, I mean, or is this beyond our...
Oh, totally. This is like, you've seen other, very Perforos-y feeling. Like you've seen full-on weaponry that's just designed on a rail that like can like move and like spin, blades, all sorts of strange things that the priests of Perforos and the tinkerers of Perforos can come up with. This is it strikes you that this is probably a little wasteful over the desire to have the aesthetic of the Minotaur is a little wasteful. If it had just been whirling blades, it probably would have got you all much worse than it being a Minotaur.
Fellow fan of theater, I see.
Yes. He spent a lot of time in the aesthetic of this.
Okay, well, so Drados, I mean, he's curious where the rail goes, so he's going to start heading back out.
Excellent.
I still haven't taken my hand off the wall.
The rail just keeps continuing. And then eventually it stops. As if it might just stop there and then go backwards and all the way back into its little cubbyhole.
Gotcha.
Which way now?
Do I see light coming from, looks like maybe from both directions?
No, there's actually no light coming from either direction.
Oh. Well, given no other, I guess we'll just keep going the way we were going.
Okay.
And I started talking and lost track of my number that I was counting for steps. Fantastic.
I know it's not the most ideal system for.
Yeah. That's all right. I'm gonna call it 25.
Okay, that sounds fair.
7.
Pretty soon you see a dead end ahead of you.
We haven't seen a dead end yet that wasn't full of monsters, so he's curious. He's gonna cautiously walk to the end and see if there's anything that's interesting about it.
All right. Give me an investigation check. You thoroughly search the area, and there's nothing there. It is a dead end. Yep.
Back to the end. I see that our 5 has become 3.
Brazino's got to go make sure he leaves his hand on the wall.
Yep.
Okay. You see another dead end, and then it twists around to the right, and ahead of you, it twists to the left.
If I look at my feet, do I see rails?
No.
Nothing? Okay.
Nothing.
He's going to peek around the corner just in case, because he's thorough, but also might get him killed.
A dead end again. 3 dead ends. You hadn't seen one in a while, and now 3. Rosina's killing me. Oh, that's so funny.
Rosina, what do your fingers look like by now?
I'm kind of just dragging a claw.
Smart. It's a little short.
Yeah.
Hold on. As you step into this intersection, you feel the dirt below you give way. The floor
Uh-oh.
begins to give way. Give me a dexterity saving throw
Ooh,
as a pit opens up below you.
not good at those. Actually, before before I roll this, I'm gonna use a portent and take 20 on this one.
Excellent. I don't think
So-
I can bane that into you failing. So, you manage to flit out of the way to the right before you fall into this trap. It is very cleverly designed. Just about a 15-foot fall into some metal spikes at the bottom. There's traps. Not just Minotaurs, but now there's traps.
Can
Are
we?
you all right?
Nearly not. I had a feeling, and as suspected, this place is more dangerous than perhaps we even thought.
The pit is easy enough to transverse across at the corners. It just kind of makes it a little awkward to go straight through the hallway.
Lead people across. Prasino.
Oh boy.
Hey, listen, it's the right thing to do.
That's right. It's so good.
Another dead end.
3, 84, 85.
Another dead end.
Man, this place is amazing.
It is.
I'm
an
so glad we came here.
It is a real maze.
Amazing.
It is so amazing. Oh my goodness gracious.
Alright, 85, 96. And I think that's about 100.
That's about 100. All right, Fakira, you
That was productive.
It is your turn to lead the party.
Okay. She's gonna.
The one thing that I am kind of like, maybe I should have suggested you guys keep a map of all of this. Because as you've noticed, Explorer mode isn't on.
Yeah.
So finding your way back to like a point may cost you a little bit.
Left turns.
Oh no.
Left turns. Yep.
Just follow my hand.
Okay, so this doesn't seem to be working so good. Everybody be really quiet and use your ears. Well, plug your ears, but then listen real good, okay? Anyone out there?
I feel that was quite unnecessary.
Give me a performance check.
Okay.
The element
Scheiße.
of surprise.
Oh.
is-
So great.
Perfect.
You can't get another one though. Oh,
With a plus
Oh,
6.
fun.
with a +6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well. How's it go? Don't hear anything? Just a lot of echoes.
Heard you anyways. You don't hear anything back.
All right, well, let's keep going. 1, 2.
Another
She turns the corner and she goes, shit.
dead end. I need to change your token back to a generic token as well.
Oh.
That's okay. Oops.
Sure glad we crossed that spike trap.
There we go. Okay, cool.
Perhaps the architecture can tell us something. Maybe it's the crossroads that are most dangerous.
You encounter a maze baby. Come here, here, buddy. Come here. Hi.
18. Hi, buddy.
Hello.
Oh, that's a good wave.
Yeah.
Look at that wave.
They're lost in a maze, duder. What is this thing? It actually might be a good moment for us to take a break. So mark where you are, Fakira, and we will be back again with you shortly. Hi. Hi, everybody. We will be right back to continue our way through this maze in the Meletian Mystery. Stick with us. Oops. Welcome back, everyone, to the Adventure Archive and Meletian Mystery, part of the Mythic Odysseys of Theros setting. Our heroes are looking for answers in the depths of a maze. Over the break, we had discussed that Fakira will actually waste her entire exploration turn if we don't go back to the last choice. So just go ahead and everybody just keep scrolling through until you get to the point where you see like the end of the track, because I'm fairly certain I'll give you the mark of like where you could have gone separately. Basically right here is where you could have gone separately, and we will start your move right there. So your 100 foot, I'll move you over, Brazino. Now everybody should be, you trek your way back across the railing where the Minotaur, mechanical Minotaur had come out, and down this hallway, this away, there appears to be an opening of some kind.
We haven't seen any chalk recently, have we?
You have not.
We went the other direction. It was heading like down towards that long hall, I think.
Yeah. Well, let's keep going. And I start the 100 here.
Sure.
Okay. Meeny, this way. She's just trotting along. She is not
I'm
paying much
happy
attention.
you went that way.
Pause.
Yeah, I know.
Pause yourself for a moment. What, you have perfect sight, correctly?
Yep.
Okay. And what is your passive perception?
11?
11. Okay. Are you just trotting along?
Yep.
You're just trotting along. Okay.
She's Fakira.
All right. You step forward. Give me a dexterity saving throw as the floor below you drops out of the way.
Blessing.
Blessing.
I don't even care what I roll.
So 14
sweet.
is the saving throw.
Oh.
16.
You just barely skip away as the floor falls out below you. Another pit trap 15 feet down to metal spikes below you.
All right, they're not only at intersections.
Nope.
Ow.
I'm
That could
gonna
hurt.
hand Fakira my spear.
Excellent.
Oh.
10-foot pole. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's this for?
Basically. Just you can prod the ground as you walk to make sure you don't fall in any hole.
Oh. That's smart, huh? Okay.
So smart.
Let's try that. Pokes.
Good
Starts
thinking.
poking. She's gonna go a little slower now. 25.
You come around the corner and you see another plaque and a doorway.
Guys, I found something.
An ornate doorway.
What does the plaque say?
The plaque says... Well, let me actually get to the portion where I can put the plaque up. No pictures here. I will show you. Show to everyone. Go ahead and read it out loud.
Although it may be wiser to leave occupants of a maze to one wander long, twisting halls, the occasional room or puzzle can provide enough of a distraction for them to forget the way they came, or even allow maze guardians to ambush them. And she starts looking around.
Whoever wrote this was a dick.
I think it.
with that, you can't help but look at these decorated doors with a bull's head with like the little like pull chain. Yes, I know. I write everything in an awful hurry and very rarely double check things. It's very ornate looking.
She's gonna go up. Are there any plaques? That was the only writing.
That was the only writing.
Hi. Well. Does it? Hey, Brazino. Mute.
Yes. No, I wasn't.
Okay.
I thought I was, so I went to check, but I wasn't.
Hey, Brazino. Do doors count, or do we have to open them to keep your hand on it?
No,
We don't have to open them.
not if you don't want to.
And she'll look at the rest of the group. What do you think?
Big doors usually have big trouble on the other side. I was once the thing on the other side in the Iroan games.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Big shot.
I remember that one.
Champion over here.
I got a fancy hand that might be able to open it from a distance.
And I step back.
All right, we're gonna try that. Okay. She takes a couple steps back, more than a couple, and she casts Mage Hand.
And it can move 25 pounds, or is it?
It says
10 pounds.
10. She just tries to open the door.
The door is well enough maintained that it swings open fairly easily. Nothing happens as you open the doors.
You see anything on the other side?
Go ahead and peek your head through.
Okay, nothing ate me. So pokes her head through.
Yet.
A strange room. It seems to be primarily taken up by these large stone sarcophagi, which is an unusual thing. Therans don't entomb their dead. Generally, they burn them.
She's
Told
gonna.
us on the plaque. It's here to waste our time and distract us.
Okay. She's gonna just go up to one of them and
Go up to one of them and
push it.
push it. Give me a strength check, as it is particularly heavy.
Great strength. Nice flat roll. We are going to not succeed, most likely.
It looks like Brazino's coming to help you.
I saw her struggling, so I'm coming over to lend a hand.
Okay. You can give one with advantage, Brazino.
Okay.
Oh, we could not.
3.
It's always an option.
Sure.
On 3. One. On.
Oh,
1, 2, 3.
yes. It slides off, and this strange... You've not actually never seen, like, a tomb before, or, like, a coffin. And the lid slides off and kind of falls to the back. You hear a little crack as it hits the ground. And there isn't a body inside of it. Instead, it's, like, tuffeted and pillowed, almost like a bed, like a beautiful bed inside of it. And there, sitting in the center of that bed, is a pair of boots that shine slightly with the essence of Nyx.
Drados! Come here! I found something! And she points excitedly.
This is worried. As he comes through, he's looking at the door, looking to see how how is this door gonna slam shut on us? But he is interested and follows over.
They're shiny.
Can I Arcana at the boots?
That will not identify what the boots are.
They're
They're obviously
they're obviously magical.
they're
that's
very
all.
obviously magical. You don't need to roll an Arcana to smell the magical essence. Oh my! Whew. Stayed for the cursed items. Yeah, you know what's up.
Thanks, Bab. Appreciate it. She. 1 second.
Actually, rolling a die there, huh?
I rolled a freaking 10. That's not helpful.
Yeah, that's right there in the middle. Nostis,
Should we touch it? Let's pick it up.
what are you doing while the tombing stuff means almost nothing to you because these things are not like Theron burial culture. But are you getting any weird vibes? Or are you feeling strange about this, Nostis?
Suppose it's not the way we do things, but can I roll an insight check to see if I am getting any weird vibes?
Sure.
Perfect.
No red card for that because it's a skill check or whatever. You are oblivious to this. These things don't even seem like anything related to death to you. This strange culture. These are just like storage benches, decorated storage benches to you. For giants? I don't know.
Kira's getting antsy. She's gonna dive into her pocket and pull out the portable hole. How long does it take to unfold? Just an action.
Basically an action. Yeah.
Okay. She plops it on the ground. Then she uses mage hand. She's gonna start with the pillows.
Are you gonna pick up the pillows?
She's gonna put the pillows in the hole.
Okay.
And then she's gonna put the boots in the hole
Okay.
with her mage hand.
So you pick up the pillows and you put them into the hole.
Yep.
And then you put the boots in the hole. And nothing happens. The boots look pretty like the Nick sky, and you put them into the hole.
Okay. We can deal with that later.
Okay.
Here we go. Check
Wanna open the other one?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
The
She
one
comes
with
over
the
here.
sword on it.
I'm already over there.
I want to check. Like, is that just the carving of a sword on top, or is it?
It is a carving of a
else?
sword. It's not
Okay.
an actual sword on
Okay.
top.
I calm down then. Just I help her. Or is it going to be you and me, Rosino? Okay.
Sure.
Um,
Go for it.
Is it just straight strength?
Yeah, and you can take advantage on it because you're using the help of a friend.
Okay. Nice.
Oh, yes. It slides to the back and kind of pins itself on the wall. You hear a cracking noise as it dips onto the concrete. And you look inside. And similarly, it is cushioned with these pillows. And laying along the length of those pillows is a great club with these bands of bronze wrapped around it at certain points. And it kind of shines and gleams nicely.
She looks at the others. Hole? In a hole? Yeah.
I look over at Rosino, and it's for you, isn't it?
Well, I'm not used to clubs. More of a sword person.
Mm. Oh, and it is a great club, right? Like it's a two-handed. A great club, you said?
Yes, two-handed.
Mm. Mm. Well, let's put it in the hole, and we'll decide later, I guess.
Okay. Starts with the pillows again.
Starts with the pillows again. As you pull the pillows, you notice something unusual. Underneath the pillows on the end are these like glass bulbs, and they are all rigged up together. And as you pull aside more pillows, you see that they are attached to the Great Club by a cord. If you pull the cord, it actuates these bulbs and does something bad.
Drados! Drados! Look! Bulbs.
Bulbs.
Bulbs. Oh, bulbs.
What did he do?
Can I investigate?
Sure.
It's clear. Seems pretty trappy. I don't know. I'm getting some trap vibes.
Oh, yes.
Kira just wanted more pillows for her room compartment.
It is it's a trap, obviously. And as you begin to look it over, it actually plunges this other liquid into the bulbs, and it causes them to explode. But there isn't much in the way of shrapnel or like volume, so you think the point of it is not necessarily to explode and do damage. It sends the liquid into the air, and that the liquid in the air is the danger. Whether that is breathing or it being caustic somehow.
Do I think someone adequately dexterous could perhaps cut the rope to the club without setting the mechanism off?
Indeed.
Who's feeling lucky?
Guess they could try.
Bane. I'm baning it.
I'm walking out the door. Don't
Akira-
say anything. I just turn and
Take it.
open it, and I walk out and I shut it behind me, and I just leave.
We could leave it.
Okay.
But it's so shiny.
The check for this is a 15.
Yep. Cool. I'm gonna bless it.
Uh-huh.
Can I
Is it
help
sleight
her
of hand?
by explaining the mechanism to her? Is that
Sure, you can assist her. Sure, you can assist.
Is it sleight
her.
of hand?
Sure, yes, it's a sleight. You can use sleight
Have
of
you
hand.
Have you been taking off any blesses or anything? It looks like we still have 10. I'm not sure if anyone used any.
I've been keeping track of mine. So.
Eric said he used his, but didn't use it in that instance.
Gotcha.
That's a 25.
Well, I'm gonna roll it anyways, just to. Okay. All right.
Oh, shucks.
Oh, it is easily snipped. Tell us how you dismantle this device.
No, you've never seen Fakira really focus on something. Usually she just like, yeah, whatever. She gets the Veriser's face. And she grabs Brazino's hand. I need to borrow your claw. Is that okay? Thank you. And she uses his paw very gently and kind of like folds back the other fingers and like
Very nice.
okay, that should do it.
Excellent.
It's nice and sharp too, because I've been dragging one side on the walls and the other, so it's like a nice.
It snaps the cord, and you can easily just lift up the club, no problem.
We clear knows this.
You get any ideas about this club, Drados?
Does it seem magical?
Yes, and more so over it. It is marked in the symbols of Keranos, the god of epiphany and lightning.
Yes. The powers of God, the powers of the gods are in this weapon.
Cool. Goes in the
Which gods?
Those that cause storms and lightning and thunder.
It's all yours, Brazino. No, I'm no longer interested.
As you look over the club actually looks like it has been like fired or like burned, but it's still like mostly like a gnarled tree branch that's been fortified with bronze. And then the handle is wrapped, and the bronze is adorned with lightning bolts and other symbols.
Could be a valuable weapon if we encounter any more of those mechanical monstrosities.
Mm.
And with that, it is now Fanaze's turn to lead us in exploration. You can start from outside of the room, by the way.
Okay. So remind me again, how far do I get?
100 squares, or about there. I mean, if you
100
don't...
squares.
Yeah, if you don't keep track perfectly, I will stop you or until an encounter happens, essentially.
Right. This was the direction we were going, so.
As we're leaving, Drados thumbs his nose at the plaque.
Yes, no guardians came to ambush you. You continue down the hallway, and it twists ever so regularly.
So I stop right here, and it's a corner, so I give it a solid like thwack with my hammer in front of me.
Nothing gives. It seems to be a normal floor.
Okay.
A light extends into the hallway ahead of you, and you can see an open pit trap on the floor in front of 2 doors.
Is there anything in the pit trap besides the spikes?
No.
And you said, sorry, what else? You said there's the torch and
Two
these are
doors. 2 doors.
Gotcha. I look over at Fakira. You think you could open those up?
With her little hand. Let's see if the door is as well oiled. Which door?
I'm not good with puzzles.
The one on the right, then.
Is there any? Do they look exactly the same?
They
or
look
are they...
exactly the same.
Okay.
Like,
yeah, whatever you choose.
Someone has
you.
taken the initiative to even like color them very similarly, and they have like a ding almost in the same spot where you're like, that can't be on accident.
Right. Akira, it's all you. You choose.
The one on the right. She's gonna cast Mage Hand and try to open the door.
It opens. Very well oiled. Somebody takes very good care of this door. Go ahead and step on through.
Which one was it? The one to the right?
The one to the right.
Okay. And I look over at Fakir. Thank you. That's a neat trick.
Very well
Dibble taught me.
lubricated.
I slam the tiles in front of me in this corner too.
No tiles give away. It appears to be safe. Safe.
Appears
to be safe. As Nostis hangs far back. Uh-oh. What was that about? Don't go through the walls, guys. Shit.
Use the arrows.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
It's the lighting in this, you know.
Isn't there a button that says like the walls are like you can't go through those lighting areas?
Yes, I should do that.
I look around. I'm guessing everything's still pretty clean and identical to each other.
Yes, very well swept.
Hmm. Well, I noticed that some of these are shorter than others. Maybe the longer routes would be better to take. How many squares again?
100.
Okay, I'm at 50 now.
As you turn the corner, you see a woman dressed in the priestly garbs of Ifara. She sits huddled in the corner, and as the light from Brazino's torch comes around the corner, she looks up, her weepy eyes at you, and pulls herself to her feet and readies a weapon as if to fight you. You see, let's see if I can actually get this.
Oh.
Yeah, right over
Blocked
the
by
top.
the shadows.
Right over the
Yeah.
top of you.
Yeah.
Blocked by the shadows, yeah.
Cool.
Let's see here.
I see that.
Yeah. She stands there and prepares for battle with you.
We are friends. Petros has sent us.
Yeah. I turn my hammer in both hands, like flat, towards her to sign the same.
Oh, Vankafara. I've been in here for 2 days, I think. I am an investigator, a justicar of the god of justice. My name is Sarah. And you are?
I'm Fonaze. This is Drados, Brazino, Hostess, and Fakira.
Oh, thank goodness. Do any of you have water?
I've got water. I hand her a little bit.
Oh, she greedily chugs it down and then wipes her mouth and hands it back to you. How long have you been in here?
Not long.
20 minutes.
40 minutes. You've been in here
Okay,
40
minutes.
40-ish minutes. 40-ish minutes. I lost my way after a Minotaur chased me. I was keeping track with chalk against the walls, and then I lost my chalk, and I've been trapped here.
And Brazino all of a sudden realizes when we made this last turn, I'd taken my hand off the wall because we finally made a left. So I'm like, oh, like just dawning on me, I'm lost now too.
I put a handle. I put a handle on it. We'll be fine. We're together.
Are you investigating Nestorus's death?
Yes.
Good. Do you mind if I come with you? I'm worried that the Minotaurs will get me. They are all over the place. I've seen at least 3 of them, but I've managed to lose them through the hallways, but I became lost in the process.
Sure. What were they made of?
The Minotaurs? I'm assuming they're made of blood and fur. I mean, they looked like they had armor on, but is this a trick question?
We defeated one, and there was far from flesh beneath them. And I kind of jingle the cylinder on my mane. This is from within.
Oh.
I
You
think
are...
it's more of Nestoros's inventions.
Yes. I am beginning to think he was a bit of a sick sort to make something like this down here. I wonder if he actually intended for people to pass through this. I'm feeling a bit weak.
Are you hungry?
Yes.
Oh,
I'm very hungry.
I got something for you. Hold on 1 second. And she's gonna go in her little pouch. She's gonna pull out her to-go box from breakfast
Oh.
and give him the earth apples.
Oh, she is just like, oh, this is so good. I usually go to Calamira's every morning. Thank you so much. It's
Yeah.
cold, but yeah,
It's cold,
can't complain. Can't complain. Whew.
Sorry, Dibble. I'll get you fresh stuff later.
Uh,
Okay, good.
well,
Did-
yes.
Did you come from back that way, or the way we came?
I can't remember.
Uh,
I think I came from, and she points this direction. I think I came from that way.
Hmm.
yes, I think our only chance of escaping this place, much less finding Nostros and finding his answers, we should stick together.
Yes.
I am capable when I am well rested and fed. I just, I should not have come down here alone. I'm sure my head priestess will be.
They only sent you. You were the only Justica.
There were 2, at least.
Well, yes, there was 2 more of us, but they disappeared before I did, and when I got down here, I didn't see anyone else. But, with the murders, we've been very busy, and there are only so many of us. So, we have been taxed lately.
Right.
Perhaps you do. Should we bring her back, or maybe have her take the back of the line until we get to the bottom of this?
I think we all. Good.
What would you guys like to do?
Ask her.
She has to travel.
She
with us.
has to come with us.
I would love to leave this place. If you could get me out of here, that would be amazing. At least to the beginning, where I know I'm not in danger.
We should really take it back.
Well, do we want to go back?
I mean, and I turn to her. You'd be able to help other investigators actually figure this place out, right?
That is true. I hope that their investigations with the other of the 3, is complete now, and perhaps they would send someone back.
They sent us.
Well, that is fantastic. I'm very thankful you're here. The gods have truly decided it is not my time yet. How this will work... Oh, thank you for the lurk. Thank you, and have a good night. How this will work is you'll give me a survival check, and that will see how easily you get back to the beginning, if that's what you want to do. If you don't want to go back to the beginning, you can traipse around with her and attempt to get back at any time.
Well, getting back to the beginning would be easy. I just put my hand back on the wall and never lift it.
I'm gonna.
Excellent.
I want to mention maybe a little bit lower of a voice to the group. Maybe my back to her. Say, if she is here to investigate, despite her being fatigued, we would still be here for a job to do. She's in our company. We should push forward, continue the investigation. I don't know. We just met her. I don't know how much we could trust her yet.
And we just got here.
Indeed.
How worse for wear does she look? Does she just look tired, hungry, or is she like...
She actually looks like she's been in a fight. She has a cut on her shoulder, and has bled a little bit, but she used some of her priestess abilities, it looks like, to heal herself, but there is like what looks like the leftover of a cut mark on her shoulder. And she has a very strange, like, swinging pendulum mace at her side.
Well, if we take you back, we might not run into any of your coworkers in time to help them. Maybe we should continue on.
Oh, that is the right thing to do. You're correct. Forget taking me back to the back. Let's continue on. Hopefully we can find Fika and Mesra.
Now we have teams.
Okay. Do we continue moving forward now?
Who's driving?
It's me still. I have.
Yeah.
Yeah. I still have some space. There's some space to go. Nice.
Which way are you going?
I think we're gonna continue this direction. We found something already. Let's find something more. What do you suggest? You think we should follow the light?
You just see me with my hand on the wall. I will follow you.
I will say that from that point, we can make our way back to the beginning. If we deviate, if Brazino, the fourth junior, lifts his hand off the wall, we can become lost.
Very well. Turn around.
You guys are gonna do what exactly?
That way.
We go that way.
We go this way.
Anazi!
Oh wait, what? Oh, are we going back? Oh, because he's...
No, we came up this hallway.
Yeah, we came up this hallway.
This is a great situation to be in, where you're just like, where?
Oh boy, I actually did get lost. Okay.
Yeah.
No!
Yeah, we came straight up this corridor past the torch.
Yeah.
It is an actual maze.
She did mention she thought she came from this way, but
Yes.
we shall see. But it's also a maze.
I believe there is a Minotaur near here. I ran into one.
I'm gonna start looking at the ground
You don't see.
for the tracks, the telltale track.
Oh, you
There
finally
is.
spot some tracks on the ground. And as you come around the corner, you can actually see a Minotaur that is walking away from you.
Oh. I quickly go across. Oh, and then there's more track there.
Yes, that's the one. That is the one that wounded me.
Yeah. I look at everybody. I'm like, well, let's destroy it.
Yes, let's get over. Get it from its back.
And then that way I can keep following my hand.
Mm.
All right. You all enter the room with it, and it is facing the opposite direction than you.
I want to
Yes.
run up and smash it.
Yeah,
Bang.
advantage, sneak attack.
Are you using
Oh,
the club,
yes.
or did we put the club away?
Like assassinate.
You guys
Coup de grace.
you guys just go to town on this and make short order of it from behind, and it is easily defeated by you. Let's see here. Very quickly, it is turned to nothing. Why am I not able to do anything with it? There we go. And lying in broken pieces. And as you drop the Minotaur rather quickly, you notice that this elevated position that you're at, or this lowered position that you're at. Kind of, it's just like a strange spot to be at because it's lower, but you have seen water in the rest of the maze, and it just seems unusual. There's also a plaque in the corner.
Yes, and the plaque says what?
And the plaque says... Let's see here. More bad grammar and misspelled stuff, I'm sure.
I disagree with this plaque.
Uh-huh. Would you like to read it out loud?
So it is certainly an in.
With
What is it?
yes. Somebody read it out loud for us, would
Okay.
you?
Sure, I can read. There's a theory that if you follow one wall down every possible corridor and dead end, eventually you'll reach the end of the maze. Let me assure you, that will get you killed sooner than to the end. This is no child's puzzle, friend. I would admire your wits if you tried.
He admires my wits.
I do not like this Nesteros.
He's trying to throw us off.
I agree. The man is a fool. Let's not forget, he's dead. And we're not.
Keep moving. And as soon as we get up to the upstairs portion, my movement ends. That's 100 for me.
All right. Up next, Gnostis. You are in the lead now once more.
We'll continue to follow the wall that we have continued to follow.
Everyone just kind of... The
Benny Hill
corridors
running.
twist and turn. Oh. Looks like... There's a little... There we go. The corridors twist and turn. And you come across several dead ends. But you keep moving along. Nothing in the corner. And eventually you come to a door.
That's about the end of my 100 anyway.
Wow, that was really quick. You want to take another
Whoa.
100? Let's take another 100 for you.
I guess if I must.
If you must. Oh, you must. You must.
Is the door open?
Yes. I mean, do you
A
try?
well-oiled door?
Yes, well-oiled door.
Just how I like them.
You turn into a long corridor with what looks like overgrown, branches and other things. You also notice this bit of loveliness as well. A track to
A
the
what?
west of you. A track.
Oh, a
to
track.
the west of you.
Do I see the end of the corridor with the vegetation?
It drifts off into darkness. You'd have to go further in.
Who has a torch on him?
Brazino.
I do. Yeah.
Brazino, let me borrow your torch.
I also have a torch.
Oh,
I take
There
it
we go.
and I mage hand the torch and float it down the middle of the corridor
ah.
to try to take a look at farther down. And
You...
I've got a 60-foot mage hand too.
All right. The torch goes down about 20 feet, and you hear the rail break into action, and a Minotaur begins traipsing down the rail towards the light. And as you move the light away, it moves fully in and then kind of stops right there and turns. and continues down the rail. Eventually disappearing into darkness.
If we just stay like 10 feet away from rail, we can destroy them with range attacks.
They're not the most clever of enemies.
And then eventually it comes rolling back down the rail, backwards with its back towards you. And then gets to the corner here and goes backwards down to where it came.
How
And
thick are these
these-
vines? Oh, sorry.
They're mostly on the floor and everything. You could walk through them fairly simply. It's not it would be rough for you to just like run through, but you can pass through them fairly simply.
I investigate the vines. Do they seem like it's just overgrowth from surroundings?
Yes. Yeah, they don't seem like a
Oh.
They don't necessarily seem like a trap or anything. But it looks like it's just growth from the surrounding area.
Okay. I
So-
I bring the torch back and hand it back over to Brazino.
So all the hallways and everything have been really clean.
Yes, except for this area.
Okay.
Very interesting.
I
Yeah.
guess they can't
Well,
get here to clean anything.
Maybe they don't work
Alright, is-
doors.
Are we going that way?
Mhm.
All right.
Here
Cool.
so.
Sierra follows along.
And
As
you,
As I go along, I have my hand axes out and I'm cutting as much as I can as we go through.
Oh, okay. You take a little while, and
Yeah.
they're like some like early tree roots, kind of like popping down, so they're
Right.
kind of difficult to
Thick.
get rid of. You can understand why
Yeah.
the robots, maybe the mechanical servants, haven't fully removed them.
Okay, so I would know these are like tree root style vines then.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Perhaps we're closer
asked.
to underground.
Sorry.
Well, perhaps we're closer to above ground in this particular part of this maze.
It's sounding like
That's-
you stopped there, Ryan, because you wanted to check the corner.
I was gonna simply ask Sarah
Yep.
how she was fooled by such obvious machinery.
Well, when you are alone and it is dark, it is, I suppose it is easy to be fooled by such things. I usually
They,
deal with people, not machinery. Bird.
So I suppose for some it may be more difficult than others.
Bye. Just like, you're an idiot. Bye. A long hallway stretches out ahead of you.
Uh-oh. By the time I get to about the end of this hallway, my second 100 are up again.
Okay. Excellent. Brazino, have you been keeping your hands on the wall?
I have indeed.
You have indeed.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. It is your turn.
Well, I'm going to go this way.
Andy, just a question. I'm assuming this glow through the wall here is like illicit. That shouldn't.
Oh, yeah, you shouldn't
Yeah,
be
okay.
seeing that. Yeah.
Okay.
I gotta move my map. Where am I?
Pause for a second, Brazino.
Mhm.
Tell me how you are transitioning through this hallway.
by falling in a pit, apparently.
By falling into a pit. As you step, I'm actually going to move you back just slightly. As you step forward, the ground below you begins to give way. Give me a dexterity saving throw as you begin to fall forward into a 15-foot trap.
Ooh, that's a nat 20.
Bang!
So I just kind of backflip right off of it.
Oh, just like
Parkour.
your toe claws like scratch the ceiling as you bounce backwards.
Yeah.
And that Brazino guy's so cool.
It's just the coolest. Just the coolest. Awesome. Wow. There was another one. And easily avoided. I'm surprised you guys haven't at least fallen into one.
And do I get a card for that?
Yeah, I thought it was in combat. You already have a blue card.
Oh, I do?
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. I'll check out what that is.
Oh, do you not know what it is? You do not have it written down?
No. I might.
It's
I'll have to go through my notes.
let me look. I believe it's reroll a skill or attack roll.
I think I used it.
You think you used it?
Yeah, I have blue card written down, and then I have a big X through it.
Ah, okay. Well, tell you what. Let's get you into one then. Succeed on a saving throw.
I like that better.
This will come in handy for sure.
Yeah.
A nice blue card.
There is a problem here.
Indeed.
This pit is 10 feet wide and extends across the entirety of
Right. I noticed that.
the hallway. There is a little bit of a lip on the eastern side, but it's like a 4-inch lip with no place to really put your hands. So, in order to get by this, there will be a dexterity check that needs to happen.
Okay.
Who is first? Or are you guys going to do anything like special to try and get around it?
I'm looking.
What are your rules for jumping?
Goodness. I haven't done a jump
Yeah,
in
I
Dungeons
was
and
wondering
Dragons
that too.
for so long.
Yeah.
Let's just look up the rules.
You could, if you jump in the air, I could give you a bit of a push.
No, that's what these legs are for. And she points at her satyr legs.
A lot.
If I
What
try
if
to,
I give you?
I'm gonna
What
die
if I give you
do
this rope?
Me
If I
and
give you-
Fenazi, we could probably do like one of those 1, 2,
Yeah.
3, and just chuck everybody across, but then we'd have to get across.
You
Right.
probably could. Yes, you probably could.
Are these dirt floors or stone floors?
They're kind of dirt. They're like sandstone floors. So
Okay,
you
so
could
you
potentially
can't put
dent. Huh?
You can't like peg anything in them.
The walls,
asking.
you might be able to peg something into the walls, but the floor,
Okay.
yeah,
Floor,
I mean, it
no.
would kind of
Okay.
crumble a little bit.
Gotcha. I'm thinking maybe I have some rope in my bag. Whoever goes across first brings the rope across, and then the rest can perhaps start shimming over. Lightest to heaviest, so that there's more support on one end.
Half that distance.
So, did we figure out the jumping rules?
I'm looking at it right now because it's been so long since I've done a jump.
Yeah.
When you make a long jump, you cover a number of feet up to your strength score if you move at least 10 feet on foot immediately before the jump. When you make a standing long jump, you can leap only half that distance. Either way, each foot you clear on the jump costs a foot of movement. So as long as each of you take 10 feet, you should be able to jump unless you have less than a 10 score on your strength. Does anyone have a less than a 10?
I'm gonna back up.
Me.
I'm gonna back up
Casters.
and run and jump,
And you just make it immediately across, no problem.
and then
Same.
yeah, I'll move it out of the way. Well, wait.
How will we get off? How will we get our new traveling companion?
Well, that's
across
what.
this?
Stay over there. I'll throw you the rope.
Okay.
She has a strength greater than 10. So,
Oh, all right.
yeah.
Good for her.
So
This bitch.
if you hold one end of the rope, I hold the other.
Okay. I'm holding it.
Oh, so you're holding it up as like we can like hold on to it as we
As you
Shimmy,
shimmy
yeah.
across, yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
Well, you guys easily make it across then. No problem with the two of you holding the rope. No problem.
bounces
from
across.
Nostis.
Nice.
Bounces across.
Well, she's a satyr. She gets the mirthful leap.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
right.
She can jump super far.
She boing.
And I gotta. This is my wall.
So mirthful.
I gotta remember what wall.
Were you dragging your claw across the wall as you leapt?
Oh yeah, of course.
Just to make sure, huh?
Yeah.
Dope
Ooh.
satyr things.
A plaque.
Oh, a monk satyr. Oh.
Let everybody find me here.
Where are you at?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm down this hall.
I'd see you like
They're
halfway
catching
down
up.
the hall. Okay. Oh, there we go. Okay. I see you now.
Letting everybody catch up, but I gotta go this way. And there's a plaque, and I think that's about my 100 feet.
That's about your 100 feet. All right. Let's
Yeah.
see what this plaque says. This plaque says this silly thing.
Huh. And I chuckle. Huh.
We've read every
How,
plaque.
how well is that plaque secured?
It's like has these four kind of pinions sticking it into the wall.
I'm gonna shove my sword in there and try and like just.
Oh, it doesn't take you that much to pull it out, and you're able
Okay.
to just like pull it out.
And I just toss it on the ground.
All right, you toss it on the ground. That's
Nice.
one way to be sure you haven't seen it before.
And I think that's my distance. So
Oh, there is something else that comes to your eye as well. A track below your feet.
Do we as we stand here, do we hear the what I assume is now a telltale noise of these
No,
Minotaurs?
you do not hear it yet.
Perhaps you-
how fast have we seen them move? Sorry.
They move about they can move about 20 feet in 6 seconds, so like they're a little bit slower than you guys, for sure.
perhaps we should wait for it to come around and ambush it.
Yes, but which direction is it coming from?
Well, it doesn't matter if we stand right here, right over here.
Think if we yell, it'll hear us?
Don't know.
It's following this track. Maybe we. Is the track like got a groove in it? Like there's clearly a groove in it. The thing is being tracked along with, or is it kind of like strangely just a single rail?
It is just a single rail.
Okay.
Actually, well, if they're not that fast, we can run away.
Okay.
Unless it comes up behind us.
Well, it is
Then we're ready.
Drados's turn, regardless.
Oh, yeah,
to
yeah,
lead you, anyways. So
Um,
whatever Drados would like to do.
I mean, I'm gonna wait a minute and see if it shows up.
Oh, did someone yell?
It was
No.
an idea.
No, nothing. You don't hear anything moving.
Should we yell? I mean, maybe they're not activated until. they think someone's here.
It's worth a shot.
I'll let out a big old roar.
Kira's halfway to getting her horn
Yeah,
in it.
Gnosis loves this. Bring more attention to us.
Yeah.
I chuckle.
You hear the sliding of a Minotaur down a track. And after a bit,
Get back.
it's coming from this direction.
You guys may want to get off the track.
Yeah.
Oh.
I tell Sierra to get
Yeah,
back.
Yeah.
she backs up finally, just like, what?
Get off the road.
And it begins to clump out of the darkness. Fanazi, are you going to move?
Do we?
Oh.
Yeah, I guess I'll move. I do look behind me. I'm like, do we let it pass or do we take it down once its back is to us?
Once its back's to us.
Yeah.
It comes right here and then turns and faces the other way from you. And begins
Get 'em,
to
boys.
move down the
Boom.
hallway.
I run right on in.
Oh,
Gangbusters, just.
it easily falls to your attacks again, whirling and breaking as you smash it to pieces.
And I really hope we don't need these later.
For what in particular?
I give a quizzical look.
These benefit no one.
All right.
And so let's start cruising down the this way.
Yay.
You follow the track all the way down, and eventually it turns a corner to a dead end.
Mm.
This is maddening.
It is.
Sorry.
It is a maze.
I hang back for a minute while I wait for
Wait for
Brazina
Brazina.
to circle around.
I did it.
Oh, goodness.
All the right move.
There's Sierra.
I kind of skip those steps because we just whatever.
Yeah, it's fine, no problem. As you all continue traveling down the maze. The mazy maze. This is, you come around the corner to a lit area. Hold on, let me check one thing real quick.
Stop. I'm suspicious of this.
The light, you're suspicious of the light.
No, of this intersection right here.
Oh.
Okay.
You do see something suspicious. A track. Again. It seems to wind around on...
Another Minotaur.
This time Fakira is already reaching for the horn and she's like,
You actually
Ready.
can hear something moving along the track already.
puts it back on her belt.
Can I tell from what direction?
Yeah. It sounds far away though.
To the north or to the, I guess,
To the westish.
the westish.
Yes.
Okay. Well, it sounds far away. Let's move quickly.
Okay. Are you all still following Brazino with his hand to the wall?
Absolutely.
Yes.
The system works.
Mind.
The system works.
Aha.
We haven't tested the system yet, but I'm pretty confident that the system works.
I'm just saying we could make our way back to the beginning just by following his claws.
You find stairs descending into water and another plaque, which reads, probably some other dick thing.
Taunt.
Yeah,
Name
Very
bullshit.
taunty.
jerk shit.
What inane bullshit did he write on this fucking ass? What is it about water that makes one feel so uneasy? I think it's the inability to see below the surface, not knowing what lies beneath. Erebos himself could be waiting for you in the water. Well, I mean, that's why I love using water in a maze. This asshole.
Excellent. And the water goes on ahead of you.
Can we? Oh, we can't see where it ends.
No,
We
it
can't
seems to
tell
go
how
around a
deep.
corner.
You have a spear, do you not?
Yeah. Yeah,
I
I'll
do.
take. Well, so to speak.
But no, you go ahead. You go ahead. I have another idea after.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick my spear and just see how deep it is, because we can't see through it, I assume.
Nope. It is brackish and it's a little cold, but not uncomfortably so. But it certainly cannot see.
I
Shove the spear in to see if I can see how deep it is.
You find the floor, and it is there, and you find it rather quickly.
it was like waist deep or something. Or...
Yes, it is almost exactly waist deep on a person who is like 5 foot
metric
9.
dude?
A metric dude, exactly.
One metric dude.
So
Metric
the larger among you, it's like mid calf, maybe a little bit lower. Even.
I
It's about
pull out.
human.
Half.
Me
I
mid
pull out
thigh.
the
Sorry,
the
thigh,
stare of
yeah.
the Gorgon. I pull out the stare of the Gorgon.
Uh-huh.
I go right to the edge of the water. I go, you missed the snake. You can't miss this though. And I turn it upside to the point. And I try to activate it to make it petrify. And I plunge it into the water.
You're trying to turn the water to stone?
Yep.
Damn. Okay. Well, just give me a straight luck roll with disadvantage on. So give me 2. We're gonna take the lower of the 2, and if you get
Bless,
two,
bless,
if you
bless,
get
bless.
2 natural 20s, if you get 2 natural 20s, you can turn that water to stone.
Somebody's standing in the water, they may want to get out.
Yep. I'm out.
Okay, so
Just in case.
just 2 straight D20s.
You need two straight D20s,
Okay.
2 nat 20s. You can turn that water to stone.
Holy cannoli. Okay. I'm gonna. Okay,
That
they
would
have
be
to be nat
difficult.
20s too, right? Like I can't bless anything.
No,
Okay.
no, they have to be
Okay,
natural.
Okay. This is gonna happen. Oh my god.
Oh
it's so
man.
high. Wow.
Not too far off. Not too far off.
No.
If
not too
that
far
first
off at
one
all.
would have been one, though.
Oh,
Man.
You-
You do notice though when you mention the snake and stuff, Nostis, who's been kind of, I don't want to say dragging his feet, but pretty low energy. You see this like spark come into his eyes for a moment when you mention that, and kind of remind about the battle with the giant snake and the spear, and the excitement of the day kind of surges up in him again before it dissipates back into just an ennui that is overwhelmed.
And nothing happens, even though I failed. Nothing happens to the water.
Nothing
It's
happens to the
just-
water. No.
A bunch of fish just like turn into stones and slowly like thump,
Just like
thump,
it.
thump to the bottom.
Yeah.
I pull the tip out of the water, just watch it drip down, and I just shake my head.
Nope.
Can I shocking
again.
grasp the water?
Yeah.
Does it have to-
I'm not sure how that works.
Yeah, it says creature. Probably not.
I don't
Stretching
think
things.
so. Yeah. Well, who's gonna take the
would
first
I-
step into the water
Yeah.
then?
What do we think?
Whose turn is it?
I'll jump
I mean-
in.
Ah, yes, it's Stratos' turn.
Well, I got in.
How much?
I mean, I'll.
How much more steps do you have, Cam?
I got like another probably 30.
Okay. Go ahead. And which wall are you on, Brazino?
The one on my right, but he's not hugging that one. It's weird when I put him over there because I
Yeah.
don't want to go through the wall.
Yeah.
But I'm on the one that would be to my right. Yeah,
Okay.
where Gnosis is.
Akira is basically at chest level. Water.
Yeah,
Oh,
essentially.
man.
You
That's quite the
turn
picture.
into a large
Oh,
open room filled with water, and floating in the water face down is another priestess who appears to be dead.
Dun,
Oh,
dun,
no.
dun.
Sarah immediately rushes over to her compatriot and flips her over and searches for signs of life. Brazino, as you approach the large broken sarcophagus, you notice that there is actually something kind of laying inside of it. And it pokes out its head at you as you traipse by. If I can actually get to it. It's in the background? No, it's not in the background. Boo, boo, boo. Come on. Out of the way. Out of the way, you. Yes, there we go. A strange, watery creature lifts its head up and looks at you and goes, "Oh, what an exciting day. So many visitors. So many visitors, Craxus." And with that, you hear behind you another one move. And it sticks out its head as well out of the other coffin and kind of lifts up, pouring water from its body. "Oh, we are so blessed, Omex. So long, Nestorus has been the only one. Now, 7 in one day. Well, I guess you've come to play our game, so let's play! Nestorus has left us with a task to perform for anyone but him that comes into this chamber. You must answer a riddle, or else face the wrath of water. Face the hatred of water, Craxus. Oh, shut up, Omex. It's the wrath of water. I've read it 7 times now. I get to decide what it is. Are you ready to answer the riddle?" Sarah is just like clutching onto her dead companion as these weird naiad water creatures ask you strange questions.
you're up there, Brazino.
They're asking me. Okay,
Thanks.
sure. If that where you guys want to put your faith.
Okay, listen
Ooh.
carefully. There is only one answer to this question. One wind there is, 10 sailors row amain, 2 vessels, and 1 steersman steers the twain. I will be happy to repeat it, but you only get one answer, and then you face the wrath. Hatred, wrath, hatred! Hatred and wrath. You can take as much time as you need to answer.
Oh, was that the riddle?
Omex, repeat it for them again. Okay. One wind there is, 10 sailors row amain, 2 vessels, and 1 steersman steers the twain.
I look at
A riddle
Gnosis and Theratos.
gibberish. Can I speak quietly to Sarah so only she can hear me?
Sure. Thank you so much for the follow. Azabase.
Ace of base?
Ace of base. Ace of base. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much for the follow. You were saying, Ryan?
I would like to speak to her quietly and just ask her if she would like me to perform the last rites on her companion.
Yes, that would be wonderful, but not here. I want to get her out of the water. You look at the body, and the body's been laying there in the water for like a day, so it's starting to get like a little waterlogged and bloaty.
Just a bit bloaty, you know.
Okay. Anyone have any ideas? Would you like me to repeat it again?
Sure, why not? One more time.
Thank you, Mother Jedi. How many months? Thank you so much for the subscription. We love having you here. Okay, one more time. 1 wind there is. 10 sailors row amain, 2 vessels, and 1 sternsman steers the twain. This is Dungeons and Dragons, so some of you might be able to make insight checks. I'm sure Fakira is probably good at riddles. No?
My insight's pretty solid, too. I can roll an insight on that. I'll be happy to, yeah. But I just look at them both side to side and say, this is not a riddle. It's nautical nonsense, you fools.
I'm going to bless that.
Yeah. Can I also roll an insight?
I'm gonna guide him if I can.
Yes, and we're looking for an 18 for the 2 of you.
And I guide.
How about a nat 20?
All right, a nat 20. So I can't answer this outright for you, but I can give you a really good hint. As the words leave your mouth, nautical nonsense, you realize it's not actually nautical nonsense, it's musical nonsense.
Now, what if by some fortuitous circumstance I had heard this riddle before?
Oh, because you already know what this is. It's a famous riddle. So
No.
Oh, I don't know.
But my blue card might say that I've heard it before.
Well, then, yes, of course. You're like, oh, of course you've heard this. It is a twin flute. 1 flute with 2 stems. 10 sailors roll amain. 1 wind. 1 steersman steers the twain. It is a twin flute, which is a very common style flute in the ancient Grecian settings. I kind of figured that Christian might know this one like right off the bat.
I didn't know it off the bat.
Oh, you didn't know it right off the bat.
Clever. That I know the instrument. But that was very clever. I didn't.
I don't know the instrument. So Rosino's sitting down on a rock. I sat down. He's like pondering. He's like mumbling to himself, like scratching his head.
So
he's doing a lot of things with his fingers.
Do you tell these naiads?
Well, I say I did not become the most famous critic in Alekos without knowing what a twin flute is, you twin fools.
Oh, boo, boo! I wanted to bring the wrath, hatred. Fine. No fun today. No fun. You can be
Trust
on
me, you
your
have
way.
plenty of both from me.
You can be on your way then. We'll go back to our naps. And
How long are you supposed to be down here?
I mean, for as long as... I don't know the answer to that. Nestoris never said. The one to the west actually just, like, straight up dissolves into the water. Just, like... And the other one kind of, like, hangs around, just, like, watching you guys.
Oh, you, water creature. What is your relationship with whatever his name was?
Oh, Nestoris. Yes, he
Sure.
brings us baubles, pays us well. We like this place. The presence is nice, is very nice indeed. We like it like it? Yes, we do. He gives us baubles, and we promise to
All
give
right,
the
that's
riddle.
okay. That's all right. Thank you for your. Anyway.
All
off you go.
right. Have a nice day. And Sarah is actually going to she takes the body with her.
Yes, Fanazi, can you please help our friend?
Yes. Because we are continuing on, so
Yes.
in the same way we did the captain before, I'm gonna place her on my back, maybe strap her down, and then put the shield
Okay.
over.
What you could do is actually put her in the
hole.
The hole.
Oh, the hole. We could put her in the hole
the
too.
hole.
I was gonna say
There
that,
are
but
pillows.
So we
Yeah,
get
there
her
are
on the
pillows.
There's pillows in there.
That's
yeah.
true.
It's comfy.
Okay, yeah. So that's safer. So yeah, we'll do
Don't do it in the water, though.
Yeah,
It is, I believe it's Fakira's turn now, then, because
Yeah.
Oh.
Drados' was up.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I was up there.
She's gonna make it like most of the way out here, just keeping an eye on stuff. And then she's gonna pause
Okay.
and turn back to her friends and quietly say, "Do you think he gave them anything that might help us? Like a clue?" They said he gave them baubles and things.
The nymphs, they're motivated by silly, stupid things. We could take that from him, but doesn't seem like it's worth our time.
Well, does anybody have a silly, stupid thing we could give it for more answers?
Thank you so much for the follow, Hyena Axel 4212. Welcome to the party.
Welcome.
You don't think they might have something that he expects people to find?
Well, if they're motivated by shiny bits, do we have any shiny bits to motivate them to answer?
I don't.
Maybe they'll leave if we tell them the master is dead.
Yes.
Or maybe
All
they'll
right.
attack us.
That's fine. Give me but one moment. And I'm gonna traipse back through the water. Excuse me, waterfool.
What? What is it?
Nesteros is dead.
Oh, that's terrible news.
Yes,
Who will
yes,
bring us
yes.
baubles now?
No one. You might as well leave. Find a new hovel.
Oh, this is a nice one. People rarely come down here, and Nestor has brought us lots of baubles. Fine.
Listen, I have many baubles in my possession.
Great.
Did Nesteros tell you anything besides this stupid riddle?
No, not really. He mostly just came through here when I don't know. He came through here with papers and things. Usually, he had a way of floating above the water, and he came in here almost every day, sometimes twice a day. But never told us anything about this place. I never leave the water anyways. Why would I want to? It's so nice.
Yes.
Which way did he go? She calls out from way in the back.
It points to the north. That way.
Okay.
Direction we go.
Thanks.
And what kind of bubbles would he bring you? Do you have any you can show me?
Oh.
So I know what to bring you.
It dips down and pulls out like these brass bulbs and just shiny shit. Just shiny crap.
Shit. Just a bunch of bullshit tchotchke garbage.
Oh yeah, it's nothing. It's not even worth gold. That's how crap it is. Oh, thank you so much, Mama Guac. Up to 11.
Right.
No. Okay.
Okay. So Fakira is going to continue on to the north.
Any other suggestions to waste our
Oops.
time?
That
9.
was the incorrect one. Suggestions to waste your time. No.
So you guys are following her, and it's basically just like this and up that you can see. You're following a little bobbing satyr head in the water.
How short is Fakira?
Like 5'3".
Oh, God. I thought the satyr legs would make her real tall.
Nah, she's short.
She's
Gotcha.
short. Okay, let's continue on. All right. You continue traipsing through the water.
Yeah.
Sarah following you, and you come to a stair with a doorway.
Oh, I can't wait to be not wet. Just go through the door.
You go straight through the door, and it
Yeah.
opens easily. More twisting hallways.
Ugh.
And 2 dead ends immediately to the north.
I mean, that was helpful.
Yes, rather quickly.
Ooh! Hey guys, I found some light.
There's
Next.
light.
Quietly creep forward.
Quietly
Take a couple
creep
steps
forward.
Take a few more steps. A plaque.
Another plaque. I wonder what this one says. This one says...
It's just lottery ticket numbers.
Were you just
Fortune cookie.
were you just here? I think you were, but how can you be sure this isn't a different plaque?
Because we ripped the first one off the wall.
I point at it to Brazino.
Exactly. I'll leave that one.
You leave it? You're gonna leave it?
Yeah.
Okay. You leave it in place.
She gets in her pocket and she takes a bit of
So,
ink.
Or actually, maybe.
Brazino, maybe leave your mark.
Yeah. Well,
Scratch,
I kind
scratch.
of look at him like start undoing my pants.
Mark.
No, but I'm gonna break off
Kidding
just
me.
one side of the screw so it kind of hangs. So one's
Uh-huh.
off. This one's just kind of hanging on, by
Excellent.
one screw.
As you dismantle the plaque, you look at it, and there's no doubt you haven't seen this one before, but you have seen similar sandstone walls, and as you begin following them on the right-hand side, as always, you wonder to yourself how long this will take. But you're going to have to find out next time on episode 3 of Meletian Mystery.
Nice.
You guys are actually making really good progress through this.
Because we haven't
maze,
fallen
like,
in any pits yet.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
you know, like when I make when I have a big
Wow.
giant maze, you guys have been through like a significant amount of it already. I am like, they're probably gonna get through like a quarter of the maze and like have fights and stuff. But this has been going like surprisingly well, like really, really well. I'm you know, I always get a little cautious of going on a big convoluted spinny dungeon delve, but it has been fantastic. Thank you so much everyone for joining us tonight as we traipse through Theros in an attempt to find the god's will and do justice. I'd like to do some shout outs. Thank you so much everybody for coming in. Mother of Jedi, we absolutely adore you. Thank you so much for being here. We know it's late. Ginger with Souls, Gorgongon, Mako Jim, Mama Guac, the Grand Eldritch, everybody, thank you for the new follows. Announcements that we have coming up tomorrow night. We have, not tomorrow night. Wednesday night we have Dark Kingdoms, our dark game run by Ryan Melee, as he DMs several of us. You'll see myself and Eric in that game. Plus, we also have Jason and Magic Thistle in the chat as well. Let's see here. Any other announcements you can think of, Ryan?
Well, we also have Morkborg on Thursday.
Morkborg on Thursdays, which is super duper cool.
Run by the wonderful Jason, who is in the Dark Kingdoms game, who was previously in this arc. We did previously hit our follower goal, the 250 followers, which we're past now. I think we're over 260, 263 now. So I'm in the process of prepping Tomb of Mercy, written by Source of Victory. That at some point soon we will run for that goal. We also had a community goal, which Jeff's Magic Thistle will be running a game for us, and a previous community goal at some point, Andy, when he's not way too busy, we will run an additional thing. So we got at least 3 bonus games currently in the works to run for all of you guys. And outside of that, I don't think there's a whole lot else.
Thank you again for joining us. I can't wait to have you all back next time, as we will hopefully be finding the center of this maze. You all have a lovely night. Any suggestions for a raid that we could do?
How about Blackwater D&D? We've raided them before, but they're really, really chill people. It's been a long time since we have. How do you feel about that?
Oh, absolutely. If you want to put the command in, that would be fantastic. Yep. I will set us up to do our ending screen. Thank you, everyone, for hanging around. We'll be raiding out to Blackwater in just a second. Have a good night. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.